What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, looking at the first revealed cards from Flames of Destruction. Brand new set coming after Extreme Force. We'll see this in the TCG around May 2018, so next year. We have 3 new Trickstar cards that got revealed and 3 new Goki cards as well. Not going to break them down all in one video because I don't think the Trickstar players care about the Goki cards and vice versa. So just going to go ahead and separate the videos so each fan base can kind of watch their video. Trickstar BellaMadonna is a Link 4, and if that is not weird to you, it should be, because Trickstars just completely skip Link 3. They have 3 Link 2 monsters, and Konami is just like, forget about Link 3, just go straight to Link 4. I think that this is going to be their biggest boss monster. So let's go ahead and talk about her and the other 2 Trickstar monsters. Trickstar BellaMadonna. Light Fairy because she's a Trickstar monster. Link 4, 2800 attack, and her link points are top to the right, bottom, and then bottom left. Second effect is a hard once per turn, and she requires 2 Trickstar monsters to summon, which I believe is a small anime buff, because in the anime, I'm pretty sure that she required Trickstar monsters with different names, but now she doesn't. First effect, while this link summon card does not point to any monsters, it is unaffected by activated effects from other cards. So that might seem like a towers immediately, but you have to understand it does say activated effects. So continuous effects on the field can actually affect her. Also, if your opponent, because she does point to your opponent's side of the field, if she's in the extra monster zone and your opponent does summon a monster to the zone that's right above her, her effect does turn off, and she now can be, affected by activated effects. So keep that in mind. Also, since Trickstars now have their own Bujinji Crane, plus like Cyber Dragon combined into one monster, you have to understand that her not being able to be affected by activated effects might actually be like, it might actually hurt you, because if you need to use that card on her, you will not be able to if she has that kind of protection. But it's still a very strong effect, and it's only when Link summoned too. So don't think that you can bring her back from reincarnation and get that protection. It won't work that way. Second effect, if this card does not point to any monsters, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each Trickstar monster in your graveyard with a different name. I could actually see this doing 1,000 damage easily. Most Trickstar decks run Candina, they run Lycoris, they run Lilybell. The new one from Circuit Break I'm not sure about, but if you're going to summon Madonna, I think you're probably going to use your extra deck. So maybe you use Catback, maybe you use Holly Angel. I could definitely see her doing 1,000 damage, plus maybe a 200 boost from your Trickstar Light Stage. That actually is a good chunk of damage. I think this card is very situational, but I actually could see this coming up a couple of times in maybe a 9-round regional. This is probably a one of, unless you're going to play like, I don't know, some type of Link crazy version of Trickstar. It's actually interesting because when you read the next 2 cards, it kind of seems like Konami wants to get Trickstar away from the Recarnation and, the whole like super burn with like Dark Room of Nightmare. It seems like they want to get them away from that playstyle and make them more of an anime, summon a whole bunch of like your Link monsters type deck, and these cards definitely help you Link summon better and Trickstars. First one is Trickstar Mandrake. She's a Light Fairy, level 2, 0 attack, 1,000 defense. The 2 main, these 2 monsters have terrible stats, by the way. So their primary use is Link summoning. Both effects are hard once per turn. If this card is sent from the hand to the graveyard, you can special summon this card in defense position, face up, but banish it when it leaves the field. So as far as I know, isn't Bloody Mary like the only way that the deck has of discarding? I don't understand how you're supposed to get this out of your hand, because pretty sure Bloody Mary is like the only way to discard, unless you're gonna run like Twin Twister or something like that. But as far as I know, there aren't any other like discard cards in Trickstars. Anyways, second effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the Link summon of a Trickstar monster, you can target one monster, a Link monster your opponent controls points to, and you can destroy that monster. So if your opponent, let's just say your opponent has a Firewall Dragon and it happens to point to a Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, you can blow up the Dante. That seems okay. I don't honestly think it's that good. It seems actually super situational now that I think about it, because not only do they have to have a Link monster, but it has to be linked to another monster as well. That's really fucking situational. I think this card's kind of terrible. Then we have Trickstar Hinsbane, and she is level 1. Shout outs to Juan for 1. 100 attack, 0 defense. I told you the stat lines are really bad. You can only use the effect once per turn. It's the hard once per turn because it says the name effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the link summon of a Trickstar monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard but banish it when it leaves the field. This card I actually think is okay because it basically, like, if you, I mean, I'm thinking of this in a practical sense. If you had it on the field and then you summon, I don't know, Candina, or if you, maybe you had it on the field and then you bounce like Lycoris or some jazz like that, you go into Holly Angel, this card will instantly go right back on the field. Yeah, it doesn't have any stats, so it's not really ever going to beat your opponent down, but it allows you to instantly go into a Link 3, and it just gives you a monster on board, which it just seems okay. Like, for what it does, I think that it does its job pretty good. It's like a little bit of a glow up bulb, a little more restrictive because obviously for it to summon itself back, you have to be going into a Trickstar Link monster, but it's okay. I mean, overall, do you guys understand why I'm saying that it seems like Konami wants this deck to be more focused on Link summoning, which I don't really, like, agree with. If Konami wants Trickstars to be as good as possible, keep them on the path that they're on. Obviously, these are cards that they completely just scream out to me, we are an anime deck, and these are anime cards where, you know, in the anime, you use like 5 cards to summon your fucking boss monster. No fear of kaijus or mirror forces, or, you know, 1 card outs to your boss monster and stuff like that. I don't think you're honestly going to run these cards unless like Reincarnation gets limited to 1 and they do a whole bunch of other shit. I really don't see these cards seeing competitive play. Maybe her at like a 1-of because she's actually more practical than the other one. BellaMadonna, yeah, you might actually run 1 of that, but the core strategy of Trickstars is still going to be like burn dot deck because there's just no reason to change it right now. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on those notifications for daily videos.